The following program is a collection of hooligans engaging in lively conversations about anything and everything that happens to populate in their heads. It is meant to be comedic entertainment. The opinions expressed on the show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of the hosts, their peers, AIM Student Radio, or the Communication Media Department. P.S. Don't sue us and don't believe anything we say. Good morning and welcome to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh, here on this utterly cold and windy Tuesday. Last night, regardless of the very, very windy wind, it was actually really nice. It was almost 70 degrees, and I can't tell you just how happy I was. It was 70 degrees. The snow was melting. You could feel the warmth of the sun. I could feel it coming through my bedroom window. I was so happy. It's known on this show. For those of you tuning in for the very first time, welcome. Glad you're here. For those of you who have been here with us, or this is your not your first time listening, there you go. We know this is going to be a dumpster fire. I haven't had enough caffeine yet, but thank you all so much from wherever you're listening, wherever you are. Yay, I had people waving at me through the window. Hi, my adoring public. Oh, wow. This show is going to be ripe. I can already tell you. But anywho's, back to the weather. It was nice. It was warm. I was just so happy that, like, the ice that kept pooling, I have to park my car on the street. I don't have a garage. I'm poor. So the snow would melt, and then what was left over at night would just freeze. So there would always be, just a nice little patch of ice when I have to go walk to my car to get to the gym in the morning. And I thought, oh, finally, it's going to be over. I don't have to worry about slipping and falling on my bum. Yeah, no, I was wrong. So this morning at about 3:30, I went to the gym. It was still clear. It was windy. It was cold, but there was no snow. There was no moisture. I thought, okay, no, maybe the weather folks got it wrong. No, they got it right. I was driving to campus and it was snowing. It hasn't stuck to the ground, thankfully, and I hope it really doesn't stick to the ground with how hot it's been over just the last week or so. I hope that if it does, I just hope that it thaws really quickly, because I'm done with the snow. And yes, I was born here. I was raised here. I know it's like, why are you complaining so much about the snow? It's like, I don't do the cold. My body doesn't do the cold very well. The older I get, the less and less tolerant it is of the cold. So much so to the point that I have to spend a lot of money on really nice winter clothing because my body just doesn't handle the cold. But anywho's, I digress. It was quite an eventful weekend. We had other award shows going on. You had the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and that one definitely had some funnier moments with it being now airing live on Netflix this year. People were definitely letting the swears fly out a lot more. It was certainly a more entertaining show than previous years. There were quite a few reunions on the award show. You had the cast of Breaking Bad all showing up. You had the cast of The Devil Wears Prada all reuniting. It was all awesome, just cool to see. Congratulations to all of the winners. Me being the sports fan that I am, we had to deal with no football. But hey, we got baseball starting up soon. I can't wait to see how the baseball season pans out. But we also have our boy Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. So far, we are on an 11-game win streak versus the Lakers and the Warriors. We're in the era of the Joker, folks. We are in the era of the Nuggets. Yes, you can say what you want about LaFlop. He is a legend. I give him credit where credit is due. He is where he is for a reason. Steph Curry also, he is who he is for a reason. But keep in mind, I'm pretty sure at this point, LeBron, if he's not the oldest player in the league, he's got to be up there in terms of just how long he's been playing nonstop. Curry, he's not the youngin' anymore. When the whole rivalry between LeBron and the Warriors started, and I say this because this rivalry has spread to multiple teams. We had obviously those 4 NBA Finals 4 years straight that it was the Cavaliers and the Warriors, which led to some absolutely incredible games. Then we have the Lakers and the Warriors in the playoffs. So this is why I say it's LeBron versus the Warriors. It's obviously it's a storied rivalry, but you got to keep in mind when this rivalry really kicked off, it was 10 years ago. So Steph, isn't the young kid on the block anymore, and Joker's my age. So Joker's still got a lot left in the tank. We have obviously most of the Nuggets core signed. We have Jamal Murray still going to be with us for a while. Obviously, Joker's got that massive contract. He'll be with us for a while. We have AG. It's honestly it's a great time to be a basketball fan. And obviously, the Avs are also doing great. It's just a great time to be really a Colorado sports fan. If you like the college football scene, can't wait to see what Coach Prime and the Buffs have going on this semester. Hi, folks. I talk on the radio. Hello, tour. Folks, hi. I'm very much improvising on the spot. So for those of you listening in, I'm currently doing the radio show, but it looks like we're doing a campus tour and people are right outside the fishbowl here. So I'm just improvising as I go along. But anyways, back to what I was doing. But yes, if you like college football, of course, we have, what Coach Prime and the Buffs are going to be doing this season. Hopefully it should be a good season. As for the Broncos, we'll see what happens there. Obviously, we did a lot better last year than we have in previous years. We'll see what happens with the whole Russell Wilson situation. Last night, it did come out that he did a podcast appearance and he said that he wants to stay in Denver and at least win 2 more Super Bowls, which also kind of counteracts some of the other rumors and speculation that had been heard of him potentially possibly getting cut or traded by the team. Also rumors that he was looking at trying to sell his very nice house in the Denver area. And we'll see how it goes. Obviously, Broncos fan for life here. So, I'm just excited. I hope here we have a much better season than we have had in previous ones. As for the Rockies, well, obviously, we'll see how that goes. I obviously, Colorado sports fan. I support the team. It's been hard over the last, let's say, decade plus. It's hard, but we'll see how that goes. And I've been rambling for a while now, haven't I? So let's go ahead and get a check here of your weather. And I'm getting this random ad for Kraft mac and cheese. I don't even eat this stuff, y'all. Like, come on. And I promise you, I'm not trying to be a hater. I just don't really eat mac and cheese. Currently in Fort Lupton, we are looking at 24 degrees, a high of 42, a low of 19, cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. Currently in Loveland, we are looking at 30 degrees, a high of 45, a low of 18, mostly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 14 miles per hour. Oh, that's windy. Currently in Windsor, we're looking at 29 degrees, a high of why? Stop giving me this bloody ad for mac and cheese. I'm sorry, folks. Currently in Windsor, we're looking at 32 degrees, a high of 43, a low of 16, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 6 miles per hour. And currently on the home campus of Greeley, we are looking at 25 degrees, a high of 41, a low of 15, cloudy skies, and wind gusts up to 27 miles per hour, and that actually you can certainly feel it. I know I felt it just on the short walk here from the student commons to the station here. It was quite windy. We have some great events going on campus here today. We have a cyberbullying awareness event going from 11 a.m., so about 50 minutes from now, till 1 p.m. in the student commons. Get helpful tips, resources, just info to help combat this growing problem, and very much so it is. I want to say it's almost more prevalent now than it was even when I was a youngin', back when we still had dial-up. But anywho's, we also have our other recurring segment on the show. Will Dax and Kion make it on time? The answer is no. Actually, let me check to see if I have any messages from either of them, and we haven't gotten a thing yet. Oh, what is this going to turn into? So, I have decided on a quote-unquote punishment for them. And that's basically, I'm just going to, because we know that Dax is not a very big Swiftie. We know this. So now I'm just going to keep playing Taylor Swift until Dax and Kion show up. So, yeah, that's just going to be part of it. That's it. That's the funny segment, and we will let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. Up next, we got Bad Blood, the remix by Taylor Swift. Enjoy. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh, here with Dax and with Kion.
Hello.
Hi.
They have arrived.
Yeah.
We were actually kind of, sort of, almost, maybe not really on time.
Almost. So, well, actually, I would say yes, because I only managed to get through one complete Taylor Swift song before you all showed up, because the second one had just started going right when y'all walked in. So it's like, oh,
so
only
that's
one
like
song.
Kind of on time.
Yes.
It's the most on time we've been all semester.
Yeah.
It is an
This
achievement.
morning, once again, my mother's fault.
Yeah. Well, it was also the fact that we decided we had to have coffee. But
Well, if my mother wouldn't have talked to us for like
That's
an hour
true.
and a half this morning,
we would have been fine.
we would have been fine, yeah. Also, I am playing Tetris.
You are
Don't
playing
worry about
Tetris.
it.
So on break, we had kind of a funny little scenario. So we had Dax showing us things, asking questions about a potential upcoming segment here on the show, and then I'm just over here buying Borderlands 3 on Steam.
And I'm just thinking really hard about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how
Yes.
historically accurate its
Tuberculosis
contents-
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, it's that just shows the perspective of this show.
Have y'all ever had a tuberculosis test?
No.
Not in like a while.
They're awful. Let me just tell you, that bubble under your arm is not pleasant. So, like, what they do is they inject, like, a little bubble of, like, tuberculosis under your skin and see if you react to it. If your antibodies react, and if your antibodies react, you have had tuberculosis in the past, and you have to like get a chest X-ray and get like cleared. I work in healthcare. I get a tuberculosis test every 2 years without fail. I've actually had like 4 in the last year because
Yes.
there's some places require you to get 2, and then I work for multiple different companies, so I had to get 1 for every single company. They don't transfer over. Each company has to do their own.
Oh.
Because they're so cheap and easy to do. It's like it's the easiest way to like prevent tuberculosis from spreading within like our country, which understandable. Tuberculosis is like one of the most deadly like chest diseases.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Josh is upset about something.
Yes, so it was like, oh, is it actually going to download the game? And then it's like connection timed out. I was like,
So, to summarize here, we are talking about tuberculosis, and Josh is downloading Borderlands 3?
2.
2.
Because I saw how much space 3 was going to take up, and I was like, I actually haven't played 2 since, like, I had it on my PS3. So, yeah, I'll just go back onto 2, because wouldn't you know, like, hard drive space is expensive, especially now with all these computers taking up, solid-state drives. They're still not super cheap yet, so it's like, I have to be kind of selective with what games I keep installed. And usually it's like, if I want to switch a game, it's like I uninstall one, install another.
You're saying a whole lot of words, man.
It is very many words, and I haven't even had that much caffeine.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and then, that was the other thing. This weekend, so Friday night, I was at Walmart, and over by where they have all the supplements and stuff, like the pre-workouts and, all that
Why
fun
were
stuff.
you in that section? You don't need pre-workout.
What?
You are already so caffeinated.
What I'm hearing is Josh spends his Friday nights in the supplement aisle in Walmart. Got it.
That makes so much sense. Looking at
it
Josh.
does.
Looking at Josh, that clocks, yeah.
But I realized they had this little bottle of actual caffeine pills.
Oh, no.
No, do not take caffeine pills. Those are so bad for you.
I kind of figured that out Saturday morning.
Okay, so what caffeine supplements do, like the pills, they are so bad for you because of the way that your body has to metabolize the caffeine that's in them. It is so hard on your kidneys and liver. So
needs
hard on them.
kidneys?
Like,
Me.
That's a good point.
you
Most
drink
people
so
need
much
kidneys.
alcohol. Let's be real, Josh. You are somebody who needs like
Both kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oddly enough, I still don't drink nearly as much as I actually once did.
I'm not surprised by that because you have passed your prime 21 age, where you're binge drinking, which is not anything that
Yeah, no, we do not condone.
Oh well, and
Yeah.
I am not interested in binge drinking.
No.
No.
I
I'm
just
kind
don't.
of a nerd.
I just don't understand.
We're all
like,
nerds. That's why we
the-
get along.
I just don't understand the, how to say, like, interest in just being really drunk.
And
Like-
that's
It's because Keon's never actually been drunk, so he doesn't I can get the appeal, but it's just not a fun time for me.
Yeah.
yeah, no, for me, kind of the thing that really did help kind of get that under control was really not so much like the woo, I'm having fun, but waking up the next morning and realizing, oh, I'm really dizzy and this isn't going away. And then when it starts to happen for like 3 days straight, then you're like, okay, I don't like
I
this
think the
feeling
The
of
multi-day hangovers.
yeah. Then you know
so
that's when
many
you're
peop-
goofed.
Yeah.
That's when you know you goofed.
Either you become an alcoholic and you just drink in order to get rid of that multi-day hangover, or you figure out, that you should probably stop binge drinking.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I was
I
gonna say.
just-
Plus, also, it's a very expensive habit. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
nope. That's why.
Especially because I've got expensive taste.
Oh, we know.
Hey, what is that supposed to mean?
I'm worse, if you were wondering.
I
Keon
mean,
is
I've
worse.
seen your bank account. I know.
Mm.
I am somebody that I can be like, yeah, bottom shelf vodka, I'm fine. But Keon needs to have aged whiskey,
Uh-huh.
he drinks like my grandpa.
This is true.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What
I
a
was gonna
segment
say
this has been.
this has been quite a wild segment, but actually, let's be honest, we've had far worse on this show.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
very
what
true.
you're talking about.
And I was gonna say if we do end up going through with the segment you were mentioning
Oh,
off
we are
air,
going to.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna get much more chaotic. Okay, cool. Okay, wow. This internet connection is actually a lot faster
we're
than I
pretty
thought.
already chaotic. I have skeleton shirts. You have legalized
Legalized
cat boys.
It actually
So-
took me a second to be like, does that shirt say what I think it says, or am
Yes,
I just
it
that
does.
sleep
Yes,
deprived?
it has
does.
Dan and Phil on it.
It does say
It's the
legalized
new
cat
Dan and Phil
boys
merch.
Oh,
with
okay.
Dan and Phil on it. Yeah.
Okay.
I am an adult with adult money that buys Dan and Phil merch, like an adult.
I mean,
And-
I'm wearing a wrestling shirt, so
Yeah.
and I am also an adult person who spends adult money.
I feel like a wrestling shirt is a little bit more of an acceptable adult purchase than Dan and Phil merch. Just saying.
I mean, I've seen plenty of other adults that have spent money on much more questionable items.
Oh,
I mean,
of
I mean,
course.
beyond
Yeah.
like this. I would say this is like a 5 out of 10 on the
This is
confusing scale. I've seen people that go up to like an 11.
yeah.
I'm not the most confusing with my purchases. I am terrified to spend money. So
Yeah. There's not really a confusion here because we all just kind of accept that you were a Dan and Phil fan.
Yes.
So we're just like, all right.
That's like
This kind of
that's the lore of this show, like the
That's-
original incarnation.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, original incarnation. Let's not even
Yes.
talk about the original
Yeah, no.
incarnation. We miss you,
It's a
V.
canon event, but yes, we miss you, V. And no yawning.
I'm yawning.
No
You've
yawning.
already had your coffee. You're fine. I made it.
Yeah,
for
now
you.
it's
And it was
nap
very
time.
delicious
It was
coffee, I
good
will say
coffee,
this.
But
well,
now
he,
it's nap
he
time.
had a latte. He had an even better coffee. Some might
Yes.
say.
Yeah. Or actually, it's like I
Sorry, I'm playing Tetris and I have gotten. I'm at 142,000 points and I am stressed. I am stressing so much.
yes. So while we
I'm so
figure
sorry.
out what we are doing here on this episode, hang on. I am just going to.
Oh
ASMR
no.
this real
Why?
No, Our poor ears. I'm
so sorry.
We are so sorry to our fan base here. This is going to
our
be very.
whole 3 people that
This
like
is going to be
listen.
very
the whole
chaotic.
3 people currently in the hallway, our fan base.
Yes, but also the people that do listen to us, like when the show gets onto Spotify, it is actually kind of nuts how on Spotify there are people that I know that do listen to it on there.
Yeah.
And obviously some of them have kept certain running jokes on the show going, so it is a
Jeff
little
Bezos
frightening.
doesn't believe in horses.
Allegedly.
Yes, and
This is the
then
truth.
that same person on that Discord server last night, it got even more chaotic because first it was talking about the joke, and then all of a sudden it became spamming pictures of Ryan Gosling.
God.
And then before you know it, the entire Discord server was spamming pictures of Ryan Gosling. And I realized, I was like, what have I done? And I just put the Oppenheimer, like, 1,000-yard stare gif
that seems
again.
to be your common reaction.
That is my common reaction because I didn't expect it to take on a life of its own, and it did. And it's a chain reaction. And I don't know how to stop it. So I don't think I can stop it. So that's just like the perfect look.
So,
Although to accurately do it, I would have to drop like 100 pounds because the real Oppenheimer and Cillian Murphy, they are very slender individuals. I'm a tank.
So, while you were saying all of that there, Dax has slid over their laptop in which they were playing Tetris on. And their high scores are something.
I'm frightened.
Your current high score is, how do I even say this?
143,000.
Yeah, 143,320.
Which I just got. That's the score that I just got while sitting here. I usually play on my Switch. I don't usually play on computer. But I did erase all of Kion's high scores.
Yeah, because my highest score, I think, was like 35,000.
Yeah, something like that.
I might have goofed.
Did you goof?
This supposedly the Best Buy date,
Oh, no.
October.
So new summary just dropped. Dax is way too good at Tetris. I am always asleep, as per usual, and thinking about Red Dead. And Josh is drinking expired Baja Blast.
And it tastes stronger than what it normally does. That's why I actually took that split second and I was like, wait, what is going on here? And then I looked at the date and I'm like, oh no.
So, this will be a normal show.
This will be a very normal show.
Standard dumpster fire.
Standard dumpster fire. But I feel that we owe it to our lovely fan base to go ahead and listen to more music to kind of drown out our whatever this segment was. And we will actually let it get back to the music with who could potentially become a 2-time Oscar winner in a couple of weeks. Up next, we got Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Okay. Oh, no. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh here with Dax and Kion, and just right before we went back on air, they just both of them.
It was me.
Both.
It was me.
They made me break character right when we got on air.
Okay.
I was like, okay,
Listen,
we're going back on air. I gotta
was
sound
not the
professional.
one that said any of that stuff. I didn't say a single word.
That was all on me.
What was said is not appropriate to say on air.
And so we cannot.
So we will not.
Right.
However, Josh is still losing it, so.
Yes, and
Yes.
I'm trying very hard not to lose it. I might be fearing for my life now, but that's not the point. That is neither here nor there, since it is the top of an hour.
An hour,
And-
not the hour.
No.
The
One of those hours.
there's 24 of them in a day. Okay,
That's
I have
entirely
to go through.
too many hours.
No, that's too little. Are you kidding me?
It's too many hours. We're
Too
just
many
gonna.
hours.
All right, it's
too
hour
little.
racing time.
It's too
I think
little.
we can do away with like maybe
3
4
p.m.
o'clock. Yeah, I was gonna say like 4 to 3. We don't need that.
We need more hours.
You're
No.
wrong.
No, we do need more hours though.
No.
Can they all be at night?
Yeah. Can
Yeah.
we just have only night hours?
Yeah.
Actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. But anywho's, currently in Fort Lupton, we are looking at 26 degrees with a high of 41, a low of 19, mostly cloudy skies and wind gusts of up to 3 miles per hour. Currently in Loveland, we're looking at 31 degrees, a high of 44, 19 for your low. Partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 3 miles per hour. Currently in Windsor, we're looking at 38 degrees, a high of 42. Hey, the answer to everything in the universe. Partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 4 miles per hour.
Josh, you make lame jokes.
And currently on the home campus of Greeley, it is 26 degrees, a high of 41, a low of 15, mostly cloudy skies, and wind gusts of up to 5 miles per hour. And yes, I do know that I make lame jokes. It is pointed out to me day in, day out.
Good.
Jeez, Kion.
I'm feeling a little bit.
Keon's a little spicy today, a little spiteful.
Spiteful's a good way to say
it's gotten
that,
to
yeah.
the point where even my buddy, if we're hanging out, and if I tell a joke that falls flat, she will literally go, I can literally hear Dax in my head saying that was lame.
I have ruined your life.
Yay! We might be a little mean to Josh.
Josh deserves it. Okay, are you guys
Although
ready to hear about my thing?
given the some of the jokes that I was cracking off air, or one that I was actually stopped from cracking for the sake of my own life, actually, yeah, no, I had it coming. Or
Yeah.
it's like that one scene in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie where Jack Sparrow sees like the cute girl on an island and just slaps him silly right there, and he's like, had a feeling I deserved that one.
Yeah.
Like that was it right there.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Oh,
5
do we have
days ago.
time to do your
Yeah.
segment?
Yeah,
Okay.
top of
we
the hour already
did top
happened.
of hour.
Yeah.
Keon doesn't know what time is.
Keon
he
hasn't been paying
cannot
attention.
comprehend. Okay, so we are going to be talking about Jeremy DeWitt. Now, this story has been developing for years.
Yeah.
As in, since the 90s, this story has been developing.
I know a bit about this guy. So
Yeah, so there's a little bit to know.
For context, I was going to look it up, and both Dax and Kion said I cannot look it up.
yeah.
Right, because
someone here needs to not know what's going on so we can have
Right,
a reaction.
I just need to read you the title of this article. So this is from 5 days ago. Published by probably the most reliable source I could have chosen, clickorlando.com.
Of course.
Okay, ready? Sex offender known for impersonating cops arrested again in Central Florida. This is about Jeremy
Wait a
DeWitt.
minute. Wasn't he in California?
No, he's in
Oh.
Florida. He's a
Why
Florida
does this
man.
sound like something off of GTA?
So basically, this man has a company called Metro State Vehicle Protection Unit. He was on Dr. Phil in 2021 because he keeps getting arrested for impersonating a police officer continuously. So
He is
basically,
a serial offender for
Yeah. A
A
impersonating
serial
a cop.
impersonating offender.
Yeah.
So when he was in the police academy in the 90s, he impersonated a police officer and got arrested for it because he was in the academy. So he
Yeah.
got arrested for impersonating a police officer at a bar. He was pretending to be a police officer for all these girls, and then like tried to arrest someone or something.
Wait, hang on.
Like,
Let's rewind that. He was training to be a cop,
yeah,
but he impersonates being a cop.
right, because he wasn't a police officer yet. So he was like abuse of power type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got kicked out of the academy, and before he even had an opportunity to become a police officer, he got arrested for impersonating a police officer, which is just phenomenal irony.
Yeah.
So this man,
It's like you're already 90% of the way there. All you had to do was just stay the program.
yeah. So he
So he
he
made a
has a business called Metro State Vehicle Protection Unit,
Mm-hmm.
where basically he escorts like funerals.
Yeah.
Like that's the main thing he does is
VIPs
and funerals. So he'll just like his people, they have the sirens, they have
Yeah.
flashing purple lights, they wear like the high vis yellow jacket, but like also hold on, let me just show you like a picture of Jeremy DeWitt.
Yeah.
Because
They
I need
have-
you to see.
They have like a baton on their bike. So
Okay, hold on. Where is here?
I
This
swear-
is his own uniform. He looks like a police officer on purpose, right? So
Why does this look like
he pulls people.
he looks
over.
like this looks like literally like you took something out of GTA and just like
Yeah. No,
Made
he
it in real
really
life.
is, and we'll have to show you. Oh, here he is in his like full getup.
his bike looks very much like a police officer.
So
bike.
he has like the black and white with the
Yeah.
insignias and like all of that. Like
Yeah, all
like
of his
he-
vehicles also
He's
are
very
black and white
committed to this
SUVs.
role.
yes,
Yeah.
so he takes it so seriously.
His vehicles look very much like cop cars. They are
So-
that style of car.
Yeah. And in 2021, he had gone to court over 80 times between him and all of the people that he has hired, which are probably also like failures from the police academy, right? Like they all go and to court like 80 plus times for impersonating law enforcement. They try to pull people over. They try
Yeah.
to arrest
So
people
one
and
of
like
the things about this guy is that he had or has, I guess, a YouTube channel in which he like will publish like body cam footage
Oh,
of when he
jeez.
is
Yeah.
doing that. And so from his own footage, there is like evidence of him trying to pull people over,
and him
going
saying
through
like
red lights.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he has like hundreds of citations. In I think it was 2021, he spent 18 months in prison, and
Yeah.
he has 4 years parole. now.
Probate. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he
And he also has a violating parole.
yeah. So he
offense.
just got arrested again for violating his parole.
Oh no.
And his driver's license was because he would be speeding down the highway,
Yeah.
at like
weaving
80
between
plus.
cars at like 80 plus miles an hour.
Oh,
Now
jeez.
on a motorcycle, you can't weave between lanes in Florida. You can in California and Colorado, but you can't in Florida. Like there are some
You're
states
not
you can.
supposed to,
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was just like straight up breaking the law, 80 miles through a 30. He is
Going
not law
through
enforcement.
stoplights.
He does not have any reason to be doing this. He is escorting a funeral, which is something that like a state regulated agency can do. Like
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
something that's allowed.
Yeah, because
How-
here in town, I know we do have like, I think it's like Union Colony Protective Services. Because I know they
Yeah.
do the. I live by one of the cemeteries, so I see the escorts all
Yeah.
the time.
And but also like when those kind of events are happening, I don't know if you guys know about like the Greeley West, the floats. What's it called? The before the West versus Central football game.
Oh
You
yeah,
take the
the
floats.
the car parade or whatever, car caravan.
Caravan, thank you. So like every club has like their own float, and there's a police escort for that.
Yeah.
For the safety
Yeah.
of the students. So I know for like bigger processions and stuff, you can get a like as long as you like notify law enforcement
Mhm.
early enough, you can get a police escort. So Jeremy DeWitt's whole company is super redundant,
Yeah.
unnecessary. It's an abuse of power. This man is just an awful person. Also, because we're on it, all of this is alleged. None of us have
Yeah.
been here.
Allegedly.
None of us are law enforcement. We don't know what we're talking about. We're just making fun of this man who is one of the most ridiculous things.
The thing
Ever.
about this guy is he's so clearly is like one of those guys who really, really, really wants to be a cop in all of the wrong ways. you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Like this isn't anything about like actual police, but this guy is like very clearly obsessed with the idea of
Yeah.
having that power, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah. Yeah, he's just one of those guys who is
Yeah, no.
clearly needed more power.
Oh yeah, no. Oh
he,
my goodness.
He absolutely needed to be able to cause people problems all day. Yeah, that's yep.
Yeah. He's just such an interesting guy in all of the wrong ways.
Oh
like,
yeah. No, that is just seeing like the
Yeah.
pictures. It's like
Yeah.
like it literally like that story literally sounds like something when you're driving around in GTA. And you hear like the radio, like because it on the radio stations on the cars, it'll cut to a commercial break and then it'll do a news break, and the DJs on there, because the whole point of GTA is it's a satire. They will go
Yeah.
through like ridiculous headlines, but that whole story literally sounds like something that would have been ripped right out of GTA.
So
Like
this is
a
the most
chronic
recent
police
picture of him.
Ew.
Yeah, so he looks like exactly that headline in that picture.
Yeah.
Please
so-
tell me somebody's gonna make him in GTA 6. Please,
here's-
somebody.
Oh,
Well, actually,
probably.
yeah, GTA 6 is supposed to be in Florida, so
You know,
Ooh.
we might have Jeremy DeWitt in GTA 6.
So
I mean, so
the
many
reason-
Florida jokes just from that first trailer that we got for GTA 6. So many Florida jokes are already in the game,
Yeah.
so this one would make sense.
So the reason we knew about him is because of the YouTuber Ted Nivison. He did a video about him, but this is like several years old at this point. This video's been out for a while. We rewatched it the other day and kind of thought to ourselves, I wonder what he's up to now. Like, is he in prison? Like, what's going on with this guy?
It's like, where are they now?
And we looked him up, and he has
even worse.
He's
like,
even worse. And I don't know how much we could
gosh.
talk about that part on air, but yeah, he's not gotten better. So.
and a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the most awful stuff about him is really old.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the worst stuff about him comes from like the early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Everything recent has
Yeah.
all been like impersonating police officers and violating parole and stuff. Hi, staff.
Hi, Steph.
But like the most awful stuff is way
Long
further
time
back,
ago.
but
Yeah.
he's still like not a good person.
No.
But yeah, that has been this guy.
Jeremy DeWitt.
That's
Oh my
this guy
gosh.
just can't stop pretending to be a cop.
Yep. Which I don't know why you would want to like escort funerals. Like, how much power does that actually give you?
I
Like
think
you
it's just
get to
playing
stop
pretend,
traffic for
you know?
5 minutes or 10 minutes if it's a very long procession. If it was somebody
Procession.
if it was somebody very popular or beloved, it's like,
Yeah,
oh, you
but
get to
they're gonna
stop
then
traffic
get a
for 5
police
minutes.
Escort. They're not gonna get Jeremy DeWitt.
True.
Yeah. I think it's just him playing pretend, really. It's,
Like there's playing
But I
pretend,
do-
and
I
then
do
there's
want to know who's
doing
hiring him.
this,
Right,
Like
like,
this is a whole other level
Who does
of
so little
pretending.
research on the people that like they're hiring that they hire Jeremy DeWitt?
Right.
Like, that's my
Yeah.
question. Like,
yeah. Like, who is hiring this guy, especially at this point, right?
Yes.
right? Like, there's enough information about him and his like services.
Oh yeah, no, like
Yeah.
one background check would
Very
Right.
quick.
One
One
regular
Google
old-
search. You don't
Yeah.
even need to background check this man. Like, you can literally just look his name up on Google, and you're
or
like,
his company.
yeah, because the
like that the name of that company just sounds so generically generic.
Yeah.
and awful. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, that has been Jeremy DeWitt.
Yeah.
I think now we're
he's
gonna
the
go-
average guy in Florida.
Yes, just the average Floridian.
Yeah.
I think now we're gonna go check out
The cyberbullying awareness event. Actually, shout out to Kevin, a member of Media Club, who is putting the event on. So good job, Kevin.
yeah, and we're gonna go check it out, and then we'll
Yes.
report back to you guys about how it is.
Yes.
As we do every week whenever there's an event at
There's
Ames.
been a lot of events on campus on
Yeah.
Tuesdays, which has honestly been good, like for
Works for us.
because then
Yeah.
it gives us content, and then I don't feel like I'm missing out on a whole lot, because last semester that was happening to me so much, where there was all these events and it's like, oh, they're all on days that I'm working, so I literally can't be there.
Yeah, but now
But
are
now we
here.
can.
we win.
Yay.
We win. We
Okay.
win. Will this can balance on my head?
That is an open can. That's
It's
not
empty.
a good idea.
It's empty.
You're gonna spill the droplets on all of this technology.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
There, it's off my head.
You're very
You don't
bald
have you
head.
don't
My
have
very
very much
bald
head
head.
to hold it on with, or I mean hair.
You
like-
might want to rephrase that. Yeah.
Shh.
Well,
okay, we give up. I
Yep.
give up. Everybody leave.
Okay.
Goodbye. We're gonna
All
go
right.
check out the event.
We're gonna go check out the event. Dax made it funny.
Bye bye.
And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. I'm Josh, here with Dax
Hello.
and Kion.
Why did you do
I
such
am
a
very
long
uncomfortable
pause?
with the vibes we are bringing to the studio today.
Oh my gosh. So I basically had one train of thought, and then I had it collide with another train of thought. So that's what caused that awkward.
There was a brain-on-brain collision.
Yeah, it was a brain-on-brain collision, and given
Yes.
that neither of them work very good,
Mm.
it was just it was like a 2005 Dell computer, which is like.
Now, can we talk about why Josh has two brains that don't work? Josh, did you get a
One
lobotomy
one
without
broke,
telling us?
and then I got a replacement, and then that one broke because
Oh.
it's like, when you're younger and you're kind of a dunderhead, and you're like, oh, my body can survive anything, and you realize, oh no, it actually can't.
Despite
It's like that.
popular belief, you are in fact mortal.
Yes, despite my brain's continuous belief. Thinking it's not, to the contrary, every morning when I wake up, my body loves to remind me, it's like, no, you are mortal.
And you do have needs.
And you do have needs, yes.
Yes.
I do have needs.
Yes.
But that is neither here nor there.
It's somewhere else.
It is somewhere else.
Yeah.
Dax is just judging me right now.
Dax is playing The Sims and definitely paying attention.
Yes.
Y'all are melting my brain.
I will say what would melt my brain would actually be a steak the size of my head right now.
I think, do you have like I should not phrase it like that.
Yeah, I was about to
no,
say, whoa,
okay,
whoa,
I don't know what's
hang on.
going on, but
I'm
have we talked
skipping
about the
that part.
cyberbully thing?
The what?
That's what we were going to talk
Okay,
about.
yeah.
So or does Dax want to do it?
No, please, go for it.
I mean, Dax could do it.
Okay, there is a cyberbullying. You guys are literally melting my brain.
I thought you said Super Bowl.
There is a anti-cyberbullying event, not a cyberbullying event.
How to cyberbully, yes.
Yeah, run by our good friend Kevin.
Yes.
Happening in the student commons right now, and there's some free stuff. There's a raffle. Kevin has a whole presentation that's pretty cool.
Yes.
There's information about AIMS counseling services. There's all kinds of stuff going on over there, so you guys should check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yes, and then also too, they do. If you go through and all of Kevin's presentation, there is a quiz at the end that if you win, you have a chance to win one of 5 pairs of blue light glasses that they have. And I can tell you from fact, those things, they're not cheap. So, go check them out. Go support Kevin. Obviously, the cyberbullying thing, it is a much bigger problem than a lot of people would like to admit. So it is actually cool to see, this event on campus showing resources that people have to know that they are not alone and how to potentially take action against the people that perpetuate such things.
But yeah, it was very well put together. Really good resources.
Mm-hmm.
Good job,
Kevin is
Kevin.
cool.
Very, very good job, Kevin. Like, I love because he actually gave me the sheets, and I have them right here that have a bunch of QR codes that take you directly.
Handouts.
Yes, I have both of them here, and actually, it's right here. Like the QR codes for like Cyberbullying Research Center, how to combat cyberbullying on campus, cyberbullying statistics, and then all these other ones on the back here: laws against cyberbullying, multiple resources. A parents page, help chat, crisis line. Like, Kevin really went all out with this.
And it looks good too.
It is.
So.
Yeah, no, I like the color scheme and everything, but just for one sheet of paper, this is a ton of resources. So very good job, Kevin. We're proud of you. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. He has done a very good job. It was had good information because I am somebody that is very versed in cyberbullying because I have been very cyberbullied for a long time, and they're actually like good.
Yeah, these are very good resources to have. That's for sure. It's like, could I have had some of these when I was like 16? Because good Lord, whew, that was a different time. But
that was a rough time.
Yeah,
in the history.
What is it with being 16 and it being horrible?
I think it's just canon events
like
for
middle
everybody.
School as well.
Yeah. How do I say this? Middle school was rough, but we didn't really have cyberbullying as much because still in middle school, if you had, if you had decent internet, then, you were, like, the big thing was MySpace still at that time.
Yeah.
God, you're old.
MySpace is also like, it's like the ancestor to the current
to everything else.
But
that was way different.
Yeah, the thing about it was there wasn't that many people on the internet.
Yeah.
It was kind of like if you had internet and you were a internet user, you were automatically kind of like the weird one, the odd one out. And so it wasn't as big of a thing because everyone was kind of together and being the weird ones. So,
like at the, this was still the time when if you went on,
obviously, but
it still happened, but it wasn't nearly as prevalent because at that time, smartphones weren't really super prevalent. Obviously, Facebook and other forms of social media weren't nearly as prevalent as they are now.
Right.
So still, even middle school, how do I say this? we didn't have the cyberbullying. We had the regular bullying.
Yeah, good
So it was-
old-fashioned.
Yeah, it was the, just different times. Obviously, nowadays it's way different, but,
Right.
it is good that we have these kind of resources because cyberbullying can happen really at any age. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And let's see.
Why are you doing that? You're gonna break something.
I'm not going to break
Let's
anything.
go back to the music
Hi,
so I can
Joe.
yell at you and say the very, very.
I'm sorry for laughing directly into the mic. That was probably loud, but Josh just did a stupid. Let's go back to the music.
Please. Oh my gosh, I'm melting.
We're going back to the music now. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh. No, Kion. I am Josh here with Dax and Kion.
Who cannot stop
Hello.
yawning.
Yes, we cannot stop yawning, but it is another top of the hour, so we will go ahead and give you all a quick check here of your weather. Currently in Fort Lupton, we're looking at 26 degrees, a high of 41, a low of 19, mostly cloudy skies, wind gusts up to 3 miles per hour. Currently
Fort
in
Lupton,
Loveland, we are
looking
looking
at
at
Fort.
31 degrees, a high of 44, a low of 19, partly cloudy skies, and wind gusts up to 3 miles per hour. Currently in Windsor, we are looking at 38 degrees with a high of 42, a low of 16, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts up to 4 miles per hour. And currently on the home campus of Greeley, we are looking at 26 degrees, a high of 41, a low of 15, mostly cloudy skies, wind gusts up to 5 miles per hour. The wind definitely started to die down, which is always good. And also coming up this Friday here on the Greeley campus, we have the Creative Jam from 12 to 4 in the Student Commons. If you're creative in any sort of way, doesn't matter. Instrument, painting, drawing, singing, whatever you want, come down, interact with fellow students. It is a free event from 12 to 4 p.m. this Friday in the Student Commons. I'm actually looking at the logo for the Creative Jam, and I know the person who did this. Good job, Ozzy. Also, shout out to Ozzy for creating such an awesome logo for this event. And that was probably the most coherent I've sounded this entire show. So I will let it go to Dax because Dax has a topic.
I have a topic. The topic, we kind of talked about Florida earlier,
A little bit.
Little Florida.
Florida men.
Yes.
Oh,
Florida as a
I'm
state
familiar.
is kind of a weird place. We were also talking about police, so we're going to talk about weird laws in Florida.
Okay.
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
So here's just a couple. If you have an elephant,
Great start.
Oh, here we
you
go.
can have parking fines for parking your elephant on the side of the road and like tying it to a parking meter.
I guess that's fair. Because, if you have to pay a fee for parking your car, you have to pay a fee if you park your elephant.
But not horses.
Yeah, but also,
makes sense.
given the size of an elephant and the strength of an elephant,
It's gonna
that
rip
elephant
that
could just
parking
rip that meter right
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Just boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, how would you get an elephant? How would you get I mean, if it's a baby
Imagine
elephant and you
trying
grow
to
it, that's
have
one
a
thing. But
Elephant through Miami traffic.
I
think that'll go well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Men cannot wear strapless dresses in public, but they can wear literally any other kind of dress.
so you
Okay.
so any other kind of dress, but the second someone wants to go strapless,
I
or-
mean,
a man wants to go strapless.
I am
You-
thinking very
You
hard
can be
about
strapped,
this.
but you can't wear a strapless dress.
No,
I mean,
wait
yeah.
a minute.
I mean, yeah.
But theoretically, the strapless kinds of dresses are the kinds that usually are relying on support that most men will not have. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So
You
Josh
have to,
is making some expressions. We are going to ignore Josh.
You have to have a license to ride a skateboard
Skateboards?
in
A
Florida.
skateboarding license.
Huh.
That is
There
Wow.
is a specific Florida law that prohibits selling children.
Oh,
you would think that would be
Um,
like a federal law.
But yeah, it's not.
I'm
but
a
it's
little
only,
bit scared that they had
specific-
to specify that was illegal.
Yeah.
But specifically from parents selling their children.
Again, I'm a little bit
Yeah,
concerned
that's-
that Florida needed that clarification. They were a little unclear.
you would think, parents don't sell your children. You'd think that would be like a federal law. You would think.
It's technically like mistreatment of a child, but okay, next one. It is illegal to steal a horse. The punishment, however, is still death by hanging.
What in the name of Red Dead is going on here?
So, if you steal a horse in Florida, you can still be hanged.
Now, here's the real question: will it still be public?
See, that's it's a great question.
And where do they? No, I'm not gonna ask that. Florida probably has plenty of resources.
I was gonna say they probably have a spare set of gallows somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. An unmarried woman is not allowed to parachute on Sundays.
There's a lot of specificity.
That is a lot of specificity
here.
in that law.
Yeah. So specifically, if you were unmarried,
You cannot you can't do that on a Sunday.
But only
Yeah.
women.
But only women.
right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And only Sunday. Now, do you think they would count like? I know parachutes, but there's also those suits that have like wings on them.
Oh, the wingsuits?
Yeah. Or like, would they count skydiving and?
Skydiving is what they mean by parachuting.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So, yeah.
But what if it's the other kind where like you're going cliff diving with a parachute?
Illegal.
Still,
For
I'm pretty sure if it
unmarried
involves
women.
a parachute, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's illegal to sing in a swimsuit.
What?
Say that again?
It's illegal to sing in public if you're wearing a swimsuit.
Huh.
So,
Now, okay, I have a theory about that one. That one sounds like someone was having a little bit too much fun at a karaoke bar
yeah.
that was also a pool, and they were like, you were way too intoxicated to be swimming, singing.
Yeah. Or like even if
Yeah.
it's like one of those like beach bars,
Yeah.
and they have karaoke, it's like, if
That-
you're
that
at the
sounds
beach,
like
you're
it's-
probably wearing a swimsuit of some kind.
It sounds like it's specifically in place so they can specifically find people who are being annoying while at beach parties.
yeah.
So that one,
That's
Yeah.
that's like kind of a very weird but also very like overarching law.
yeah. Huh.
Okay.
It's like if you're on the beach, like somebody just on their or even like if they're just like singing on the beach, they're just in that just seems like wow, that
Yeah.
okay, my brain's just going into a rabbit hole there.
Good job.
It is illegal to have sexual relations specifically with a porcupine. There is no law condemning any
Wait.
other kind of bestiality within Florida.
But
Just
a porcupine.
Just porcupines.
First of
Hold
all,
on.
ow. But second of all, like
Porky
I fear that this law was specifically written
native
because some
to
poor
Florida?
person decided to attempt this.
Oh, for sure. These laws are all in place because something happened.
Yeah, but that's also still.
Porcupine are not native to Florida.
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. So that oh gosh. Okay, that is putting images in my head that I don't want.
Why are you thinking about this?
Don't.
Just stop.
Yeah.
It's illegal to imitate an animal in Florida.
Say that. Imitate an animal.
Yeah.
So there's a law against furries in Florida.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh
if
my
you are a
gosh.
furry, it is on site.
Oh gosh, in
In the
Florida.
state of
In the
Florida.
state of
Now,
Florida.
If you are a furry and have acorns, like just like
Oh,
a bag
no,
of them,
no,
just
no.
run. So
I knew the acorns thing
yeah.
was coming. I
Yeah.
knew it.
And then you can't eat cottage cheese after 6 p.m. on Sundays in Tampa Bay.
or else.
Yeah.
Like,
Or else.
what'll happen if I have cottage cheese?
You'll
after
never have
6
cottage
p.m.?
cheese.
Yeah,
You don't
I
need
w-
to worry about
I was
it.
gonna say, Kion,
Why does that one not more specific? Also, like, why does
after
it not?
6 p.m. on a
Sunday?
Like, it's like, okay, now we're just gonna have to find out the incidents that led to some of these laws, although some of them are very terrifying, especially the porcupine one.
Yeah. So while all of those laws are quite a lot, sometimes I think about how the fact that the idea of Florida Man is kind of not really fabricated, but like the reason it's such a big thing is because Florida has very specific laws about reporting crimes.
Yeah.
And like, so basically every single crime you can make a story out of it. Whereas the majority of other states, you don't have access to everything that happens.
Yeah.
And so there's a pretty convincing argument that all of this stuff could be happening in other states. We are just not hearing about it. So
I would very much like to talk about some of my favorite Florida Man articles. We should let them listen to a little bit of music.
Yes.
And then we will talk about some of my favorites before the top of the hour, because I have some really good ones.
Oh boy. I'm
Yeah.
terrified.
Uh-huh.
But also very intrigued. And yes, we will let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio. Up next, we got Good Vibrations by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Enjoy. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh here with Dax and with Kion.
Hello.
Hi.
It's time to talk about my favorite Florida Man stories.
Oh no.
Florida Man.
Okay.
Here we go.
My number one favorite Florida Man story.
Okay, here
Let
we
me
go.
read the title of the article.
Article? The article?
Florida man arrested for allegedly tossing an alligator into a Wendy's drive-thru window.
Okay, how?
Florida.
Okay, so this man faces multiple charges, including assault with a deadly weapon. So, a man was arrested for tossing a live alligator through the drive-thru Wendy.
The drive-thru Wendy?
Drive-thru window of Wendy's. He was trying to rob the Wendy's, like get money from them.
Yeah. Not a great place to try to get money from.
At the
but
drive-thru
all right.
window
Yeah.
of a Wendy's. And he brought an alligator with him, so they refused, so he just tossed the alligator through the window.
Just
Did he just
Yep.
coincidentally just have an alligator? And he was like, well, this isn't going well. Guess I'll leave.
Just yeet.
Yeah.
Just yeet an alligator through the window.
Is it funnier if he just had the alligator? Or if he intentionally brought it as part of his plan?
I
feel
I
that
don't
he
know if
brought
anybody
it as
knows.
part of his plan.
Yeah, I think so. Like, he had to have.
He's just
Who's
like, oh, you're
carrying
not
around an
going to give,
alligator?
yeah.
Florida
it's
man.
Like,
That's
it's like,
true.
you're not going to give me the money? Okay, well, deal with this alligator.
Yeah.
Yeet.
That doesn't seem fair to the alligator, though.
No, I was going to say the alligator's like, yo, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
But this
But
Wendy's
maybe
meat is
he
good.
got a chicken sandwich out of it. So.
Oh, yeah, probably. No, or if anything, I mean, everyone was just so terrified. They're just like, here, whatever you want on the menu, it's
Chicken
yours.
nuggets, chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Throw all the chicken nuggets. Also, since we are talking about Wendy's, I will make this stance because apparently Wendy's is considering doing like what Uber does in terms of like surge pricing their items. Don't do that. No, don't do that.
I already don't go to Wendy's very often, so that's good to know.
I like Wendy's, so I'm just saying, no, don't be doing none of this surge pricing malarkey. I mean, Wendy's is already expensive enough to boot as is. Like, come on.
Yeah.
All right. Ready? Next one. Florida woman sentenced to probation after pulling live alligator from her pants during traffic stop.
Okay, now wait a minute.
From her yoga pants.
But
Yoga
still,
pants are even worse. Okay.
So
Wait.
they
Why did she have an alligator there?
don't worry about it, but they ran a red light. Or not a red light, a stop sign. And they were pulled over.
See, this is what I mean. She just had an alligator.
They were
Just
trying
chilling.
They were trying to collect snakes and frogs from underneath an overpass earlier that night. They found 41 turtles in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpack.
oh my god.
Of course. Now,
They
an
asked her if she had,
alligator is neither a snake or a turtle.
they asked if she had anything else, and she pulled an alligator out of her pants.
Huh.
Only in Florida.
Well, That's not a very good place for an alligator,
Yeah,
is it?
no.
I don't know.
I can imagine that alligator probably wasn't too happy.
No.
Yeah, I am surprised that the alligator didn't bite her. Like, how
Oh,
did
yeah,
she get
no.
Right.
it into her pants?
Yeah, no, that's this just
Okay,
this is
thinking
a
about
rabbit hole
it
of questions.
logically, though, if it's small enough to fit in her pants or in a pants pocket or whatever,
Yeah.
it's probably like a baby.
Well, it's a
Like-
foot-long alligator, so that is a small alligator.
Yeah.
But that is still an alligator in
Yeah.
your pants. They still have the jaw force to take your hand off.
Right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
still
So-
significantly bigger than like any snake, and
Yeah.
snake bites hurt. So,
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, any snake. We'll
Yeah.
get to that.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
This next one. Also, all of these stories are alleged. I'm pulling these
Yes.
off of various news channels, so
Yeah.
just
Alleged.
alleged.
Alleged nudes.
Yeah. Florida man says high-speed police chase felt like Grand Theft Auto video game.
Yeah.
He had a police chase that reached speeds of over 120 miles per hour.
The man
Why
was going
are
for all 5 stars. No, he was going for 6 stars.
Why are police chases an American sport?
I don't know, man.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be able to answer that, but you know it's something when on
And why
YouTube.
is the answer GTA?
Yeah, no, on YouTube there will be random news stations that will pop up on their channels, and if there's actually a police chase going on, they will like live stream the chase.
Yeah.
And it'll be something because I'll be just sitting there browsing on YouTube just on my TV, and it'll pop up, and it's like there's 100,000 people watching this random chase in California or
when
wherever
I say
state.
sport,
Oh, yeah.
I don't really mean like it's competitive or you
Yeah.
know. I mean more like
It's a spectacle.
It is a
yeah,
spectacle.
like
Yeah.
it's like a whole thing that we just all watch police chases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's like shows. Well, now it's called On Patrol Live, and it's on a different channel.
Yeah.
But it used to be Live PD, and that's literally just watch cops do cop things.
all right, next one. 4-foot emotional support snake found in luggage at Tampa International Airport.
Okay, so that's a snake bigger than that alligator.
Yep.
I'm not sure what emotions it's supporting, other than perhaps. Does it say what kind of snake it is?
A 4-foot boa.
4-foot boa. I mean,
Could be
what
worse.
kind of boa does it say?
It does not say.
Okay, 4
could-
foot.
I was gonna say it could be worse.
4
So
foot.
the passenger told TSA that the boa was her emotional support pet, and the agency checked with the airline, and the airline did confirm that snakes are not allowed loose in a suitcase
Oh,
while on the plane. Apparently, according to this article, it's not the first time that a snake has found its way onto a flight from Tampa. There was a garter snake in a carry-on bag that just slithered out during the flight. Can you imagine
That would not be a good time. No.
snakes on a plane?
Snakes on a plane.
I've seen that movie way too many times.
Florida man tries to steal a plane, crashes it.
That's a GTA story right there.
Why are all of these GTA stories?
There's a reason that GTA 6 is based in Florida.
Yeah.
The
He-
jokes write themselves.
He just was trying to steal a plane and just crashed
wrecks
it.
it.
There's nothing interesting about that story other than that.
Yeah, no.
you
That's
know.
basically like somebody trying to play GTA, but in real life.
Okay, next one. Florida man picks up a shark with his bare hands and walks it like a dog.
Say that again? Sorry?
Florida man picks up a shark with his bare hands and walks it like a dog.
So he's dragging a shark around?
No,
but
in
on
the
a
water.
leash? Oh, in the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just,
Yeah.
I'm walking my shark.
Yeah, walking.
Yeah. So the man is just like grabs the shark. I don't know. Have you? Kion and I regularly will watch this guy walking through the Everglades, the
Mhm.
Florida Everglades,
Yeah, I've seen him.
picking up random animals, just like
You just yoink.
Just yoink.
off the
Yeah.
ground, right? This seems like a very similar thing. He has his account is called Hood Fishing Entertainment,
Oh my gosh.
and so the caption is "Another day, another shark," and this man is just happily holding a shark.
Goodness me.
But the shark was filmed swimming away happily at the end. So, like, the shark was not harmed. The guy was not harmed. They were just chilling. He was just walking it.
Just chilling.
Okay. Now
That
we're going to
is
go
nuts.
to our birthday stories.
Okay,
so
here we go.
I looked up each of our birthdays and found a good Florida man story from each of those days. So this is not the date that it happened. This is the date that the article was written because it's
Okay.
easier to find the date that the article was written.
Yeah.
Anyway, mine, February 7th. A Florida man was arrested for driving under the influence, and he appeared to be dancing during his field sobriety test.
Oh my gosh.
So he just...
He's just like, I'm
Uh-huh.
busted. Might as well make
Yeah.
a dance out of it.
I figured it out. No one asked, but the snake that was in there was how do I say that? Guiana red tail boa, which can get up to 6 feet. So
Yeah.
That's a big snake.
yeah.
It's a big snake. Okay. Next one is Keon's birthday, November 17th. Florida man arrested for theft after tying a utility pole to the top of his car. So
what are you gonna do with that pole?
he went to he was going to the recycling center to try to sell the utility pole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me see where he got it from. Let's
Yeah.
see.
He just had it laying
No.
around, you know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say because utility poles are not very small.
no,
No,
and
they're
he put it
quite
on top
large,
of
in
his
fact.
1997 Toyota sedan.
Oh, that's a good place for that.
Oh, good lord!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that car will be fine with that. Yeah.
I was gonna say that pole, if it's like one of the bigger poles, that might weigh more than the car.
It probably did.
That's frightening.
I'm basically imagining, those wind turbines.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yep.
basically imagining one of those blades just on top of a random sedan.
That's honestly
Jeez.
like here. I'll show you the picture.
Okay.
That's kind of what it looks
Yeah.
like.
That's
It's just
yeah.
it's a
That's
big
a real
Oh my
big tube.
lord!
like it's just a big pole, and he was taking it to recycle it. Like honestly, not the
Yeah.
worst thing, but he could have if he would have just had a truck and tied that to like a trailer.
oh
Yeah.
And just had like the oversized load thing on it, he would have not gotten arrested. But it was the
Yeah.
fact that he tied it to the top of his sedan.
yeah. Oh my god.
That's just not safe.
No,
okay.
that's like some Final Destination stuff just waiting to happen.
And then we've got yours.
Oh no.
Lake City man arrested for threatening victim and dog with a gun at a Home Depot on Christmas Eve. So this was posted on your birthday.
Wow.
So a man
Okay.
has been arrested after threatening a person and a dog with a firearm at Home Depot. He Home Depot, leave me alone. He was just he got in a
the Home Depot music's in my
Yeah.
head now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
He was just in an argument. Like they just got into an altercation
Yeah.
over the dog, and the man pulled out a gun and started threatening the dog.
Huh.
Good lord.
Yeah.
What a emotionally appropriate response.
I know, right?
Yes.
In a Home Depot on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Obviously, in
Right.
Home Depot.
I mean, I'm imagining like Black Friday levels of like I need to get my shopping for my husband done because he
Yes.
needs a new power tool.
Yeah.
What do I get
That-
him?
I mean, so basically, it sounds like somebody was like last minute shopping. On
Yeah.
like last
and
minute
then got
shopping on
into an
Christmas
argument
Eve.
with a dog.
Yeah, with somebody
with a-
and their
with a
dog.
gun.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida.
Oh,
Oh, Florida. Yeah, that's all of the stories I've got, though. All the Florida man
Yes.
stories. We did go over my favorite one, which is the man robbing a Wendy's with an
Yeah,
alligator.
yeet.
Yeah. I mean, use what you got, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's like
Yeah.
all of it. It's like use the environment to your advantage.
Right. I
That
mean,
being
if-
said, we do not condone robbery.
or throwing alligators into drive-throughs. Really, just don't handle alligators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Especially
don't touch the
considering
gators. In
gators.
general,
that they
that's-
should not be in Colorado.
Yeah, no,
So
no,
yeah,
yeah.
like porcupines in Florida. Are
But
porcupines
now we are
in
getting
Colorado?
extremely perilously close
Yes,
to the
they
top
are.
of the hour. So we will let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. Meanwhile, we continue researching all these hijinks.
Colorado. Porcupine.
Go ahead,
Enjoy.
dude.
They are.
Oh, are
Okay,
they?
yeah. They are. I've seen
Okay.
them as roadkill on the side of the road. I know these things,
Aw.
man.
Now I'm sad.
Okay, go
And
back
we
to the
will-
music, man.
Fine.
You are just
fine. We're all just having it today.
go for it.
And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Studio Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh. We are here with Dax and with Kion.
Hello.
Yes, we are here, and let's go ahead and we are now at the 1 o'clock hour. Let's go ahead and get another check here of your weather on this weirdly snowy Tuesday thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm just waiting for the computer to load right now because I just realized, I haven't refreshed this in a little bit. I am sorry, folks. Currently in Fort Lupton, it is 31 degrees with a high of 39, a low of 19, partly cloudy skies, wind gusts of up to 3 miles per hour. Currently in Loveland, we are looking at 33 degrees, a high of 38, a low of 19, partly cloudy skies, and wind gusts of up to 7 miles per hour. Currently in Windsor, we are looking at 40 degrees, a high of 37, a low of 16, mostly cloudy skies, and wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. And currently on the home campus of Greeley, we are looking at 35 degrees, a high of 37, a low of 15, mostly cloudy skies, and wind gusts up to 10 miles per hour.
All right.
So yeah. Oh wow. We
It's
could
weather out.
It is a weather out. I want the 70-degree weather back. I'm just
No.
saying.
No.
Incorrect.
Wrong. See, even as my usual stance is cold is not necessarily fun, but hey, where'd all the cold go? Wait, where'd the cold go? Why is it 70 in December?
I need heat.
Then get a heat lamp, you lizard. So,
I was gonna say, with all the stuff I already have in my room, it pretty much is a furnace
yeah.
all the time.
But I'm also just waiting for the official last frost because I want to start doing my garden. I want to make a garden this year, but that's
You're
neither
not
here
gonna
nor
be
there.
here for whatever.
Don't worry about it.
I'm a little bit worried about him.
Shh, my mom will still be here.
True.
Anyways,
Anywho's, so we have a few weeks ago on the show, we made a whole segment up on whether or not I'm Just Ken from Barbie was an emo song, and we determined that the original version probably not, but the Christmas version
definitely
is definitely an emo
Yeah.
song. And now we get to hear it once again because yesterday afternoon it was announced that at the Oscars on March 10th, Ryan Gosling will perform it live, which is going to be hilarious.
I am less excited about the performance itself and more excited about how he's going to handle this
Yes.
due to the whole, not to say problem, but the whole like confliction of interest going on with it. So I am excited to see how it's going to be handled. So
It
yeah.
is going to be kind of interesting because for Barbie you have, especially when it comes to the music, you have basically two songs battling it out because
right,
I'm Just Ken was nominated, but so was What Was I Made For
right,
also got a nomination. So there is a conflict there because obviously, you have What Was I Made For, which is, this beautiful song that is, that does tie into the plot
right.
of the movie. But I'm Just Ken, you can also argue, ties into the plot because you get Ken's whole train of thought.
Yeah. I would say that the What Was I Made For is the thematic
Yeah.
song of the movie. It
Mhm.
represents all of the themes of
Yeah.
the movie. Whereas I'm Just Ken is not really the antithesis, but more the more comedic side of the
Yeah.
movie. It's not really the opposite of What
Mhm.
Was I Made For. It's they're holding
It's
hands.
it's more of the whereas like What Was I Made For kind of encompasses the entire plot of the movie and like the overarching theme of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm Just Ken is basically Ken's train of thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it is tricky because like obviously in the context, like in the movie, I'm Just Ken is, during the big battle between all of the Kens
Yes.
fighting against one another. Whereas What Was I Made For, it's basically the emotional climax
I would
of
say
the movie.
then that the I'm Just Ken is the how to say the like plot
Mm-hmm.
climax, but or maybe like the narrative climax,
Yeah.
whereas the What Was I Made For is the emotional payoff.
Yeah.
So it's just they're payoffs to different parts of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, it's like even there, I'm kind of conflicted on it because obviously I'm a huge Billie fan.
right.
So naturally, it's like, yes, I want her to become a 2-time Oscar winner. But at the same time, I love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's that kind of conflict for me because it's, and then it also kind of ties into, the rest of the movie. It's like I want to I'm rooting for both, but I know only one is going to win.
Yeah. So kind of sort of half related, just to keep talking about something. The other day I found out that Ryan Gosling is going to be in a new movie coming out later this year
Mm-hmm.
called The Fall Guy.
Yes, I saw the trailer.
If you don't know what that is, essentially it is a remake of a show that originally aired between 81 and 86.
Mm-hmm.
The gist of the show is a Hollywood stuntman tries getting some extra cash by trying to do some like maybe not very illegal things.
Yeah.
By getting some bail jumpers, other stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing of it is it's a very action filled
Mhm.
stunt based thing.
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling will be the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in my heart that he is a good actor. He can do all of those things.
Yeah.
But I just see Ken now. That's just
You
Ken.
just see Ken.
It's just Ken.
So-
Why is Ken being a stunt man?
So for me, it's kind of tricky because my first real big exposure to Ryan Gosling was Drive. So for me, I didn't get, or even The Notebook, Ryan Gosling, I didn't get that. Like, I got his character in Drive, which is, a stuntman by day,
Right.
getaway driver by night. But
So
he's a
basically
very
the same premise.
But the thing is, in The Fall Guy, he looks more charismatic, more like that's his thing, like more charming,
a little bit more
charismatic.
grizzled. so
Yeah,
to
a little
say.
more grizzled, a little bit more charismatic. Whereas in Drive, his character, despite being, this guy who can do these great things, he's his character in the movie is very socially awkward. Like, he
Yeah.
barely ever talks. Like, his body language kind of does everything. And you can tell in the scenes that his character is very uncomfortable doing everything. Like, as he's falling for the girl in the movie,
think-
he's like, what's going on?
I think the thing that stands out to me is his character in Fall Guy seems like he's supposed to be way more suave.
Yeah.
And I can't see him like that anymore. I just see Ken.
You just see Ken?
I just see Ken.
No, for me it's like I just see the driver, because in
Yeah.
the movie you never actually find out his name. He's just the driver, or just driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna pull up a picture from the movie, because in a lot of the scenes, like, he just has this very kind of just awkward-ish presence, like, throughout the entire movie. It's just part of
Yeah.
like the
But anyway, all
The
this to
charm.
say, I am really wondering how he's going to handle the song. Because at this point, it's kind of like, I bet he knows that he is very associated with the movie at this
Mhm.
point, and he knows he has an upcoming film. So I am wondering how he is going to handle trying to separate him from the movie, but also still promote a job very well done.
yeah.
So I'm wondering how he will find that angle.
It's going to be really interesting to see how they do it, because I don't think they're going to try to like recreate the performance.
Right, like
From the
that was a
movie?
heavily choreographed
Yeah.
thing, but I'm not sure they're gonna do that.
Yeah, no, because
so-
then you would need more cast members to actually
Right.
do it, because you had him and
The
I
other
know he has a
Kens.
different name in the movie, but the one that the guy who plays Shang-Chi plays, I always just called him Alpha Ken, because that's kind of what he acts like in the
Yeah.
movie.
the other.
So
Ken.
you would need more of the cast members and other Kens in there if you wanted to recreate the movie, which I don't think they'll really
No.
do. But it'll be interesting to see how they do it, because also at the same time, there is still kind of that controversy regarding some of the potential snubs that Barbie got, where it's
Right.
like where Ryan obviously got Best Supporting Actor nomination, but Margot didn't get, a
Yeah.
Best Actress nomination. So you have that kind of there's a lot of different like storylines going into this awards season.
Which is rough because it is a very good number. It's a
Yeah.
it deserves its spot.
Mm-hmm.
But when you zoom out and see what didn't get
What
stuff,
didn't like what
so-
did get nominated and what
Yeah.
didn't, it's really complex because it's like, yes, this movie was amazing, it
Yeah.
should get all the nominations it got, but at the same time, like the director didn't get a nomination for best
Right.
director. It's like Greta didn't get her nomination, Margot didn't get hers, and they were the two driving forces behind the movie even existing, because in any other hands it would have been a very generic movie, whereas
Right.
with the two of them at the helm it became what it is now, this cultural phenomenon that got so many people having so many different conversations. So you have this very it is a very kind of unique response.
I am sorry for the chuckle. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I was recalling the other day when I learned about the Fall Guy movie.
Mhm.
It was at my dad's shop.
Yeah.
And we have these little Matchbox cars that are collectibles.
Yeah.
And the guy saw that we had one based off of the original movie and started talking about it. Ryan Gosling's in it. Oh, I can only see Ken, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And then
And so this is how I got into a conversation with two I love trucks, I am a country boy,
yeah.
explaining how the Ken in that is supposed to be uplifting to men as well, because he's
Yeah.
supposed to prove how men don't need a pretty girlfriend or a fancy
Yeah.
house or a cool job or a cool car.
Mhm.
They can just be themselves. And
Yeah.
it was very fun trying to have this conversation, and just the very I can't even comprehend
Yeah.
any of the words you are saying face. And I was just, it was a great time trying to have basic media literacy conversations.
Yeah. No, it's really tricky because you do have the people that were, they have their opinions on Barbie and they were like, oh, it's against men and yada yada. It's like, if you actually watch it, it's
And think critically.
yeah, it's like, if you actually watch it, it's like, not really. I mean, how do I say this? Like, it does, get into the whole patriarchy thing, but at the same
But
time,
it's meant to show how the patriarchy also doesn't, it affects men negatively also. But so
yeah, no, it
yeah.
basically kind of gives you both sides of both things, because at the end of the movie, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, which is kind of
Go
shocking,
watch it,
it's on.
yeah.
First of all, go watch it, but two, when you have that the Barbies do end up making the changes to their constitution as well, because some of the Barbies don't get treated very well at the beginning of the movie either.
Yeah.
Like Weird Barbie, she's ostracized. So you kind of have this thing where it's like, oh,
Right, it's supposed
everybody
to
kind of
show
come together.
how both matriarchy and patriarchy aren't good systems.
Yeah.
Any system that treats people unequally is unfair.
Yeah,
It's-
that's basically the whole gist of the movie. But naturally, there will be people that take scenes out of context or take, certain lines and certain parts of it out of context and try to prove a whole other thing when it's like, not really.
right.
And it's very like the movie did its job, which was to get so many people talking,
Right.
and naturally I do think it will win a lot of awards at the Oscars, but at the same time,
I'm
since I
scared.
watch everything, Oppenheimer's also been winning a ton of awards, and
Right.
that's even more of a conflict for me because I watched both movies literally the same day,
Yeah.
and both movies are excellent and both are very big conversation starters.
that's the hard part, because Oppenheimer is also a very good movie.
Yes.
And there's no argument saying that it doesn't deserve everything that
Mhm.
it's getting.
yeah.
But it's also like, where is all of the love for Barbie,
Yeah,
So-
it is it's very crazy because Barbie was the one that was much more commercially successful.
Yeah.
And it's winning some awards, but like from a critical standpoint, Oppenheimer's the one that's like blowing away with everything. Because I've been watching
I
watch-
away.
ba-boom. But anywho, like I've been watching all of the award shows and it's just cleaning house. So for me, it's kind of tricky because you have, you have two very conversation starting movies, but at the end of the day, you only know one is going to win. And both of
Right.
them, bring up very prevalent topics in today's society. One, obviously, you have the argument about the patriarchy and the matriarchy. And then the other one is about like, oh, when we built this device to, ensure peace, did we actually build the thing? Well, we did. It's like we
Yeah.
built this thing that can destroy the world, that can actually destroy the world.
Right.
So it's very
Both of them are
complex.
very dense topics.
So I'm not gonna lie, I thought it would be happier at the end after watching both movies, but I actually got home and I actually felt like really sad because
Yeah.
because I watched Oppenheimer first, and I only had about half an hour in between watching Oppenheimer and Barbie, and I couldn't get the ending of Oppenheimer out of my head. So I went to the ice cream shop in the mall. I couldn't even focus. It was bad enough to the point that the clerk there at the counter had to be like, "Hey, your food's ready," like twice, because I was so blown away by Oppenheimer. I was so like, wow, like in a feeling of existential dread, because it's like, oh, we destroyed the world.
Yeah.
And I'm eating, and I go meet my buddy and her kid, because I went to see Oppenheimer by myself, and then they came along later on to watch Barbie. And it wasn't until about 15 minutes into Barbie, and this is after all the trailers, so this is about 45 minutes in real time, that I realized, oh, I'm watching a different movie now.
What do you mean in real time? And what other time would it have been in?
So like 15 minutes into the movie, but they always show like 30 minutes of trailers. That's why I say.
That's still either way real
yeah.
time, but all right.
It took basically my brain almost an hour
Yeah.
to kind of come to grips and be like, hey, you're watching a different movie now.
Yeah.
So I had to, when they finally put it on HBO Max, I had to go and actually rewatch it, like the first 15 minutes, to actually get kind of what was going on. Because by the time I jumped into it, like the plot's already full swing in Barbie, and I know there were things I missed. So then I did that, and but at the end, because obviously Barbie, deals with some very heavy topics as well, and the end just kind of leaves you kind of sad, especially when it's playing What Was I Made For during the end credits.
Yeah.
And like I got home and I was like, man, I feel sad. I was like, I'm pondering way too much.
I feel like the end of Barbie wasn't necessarily sad, but it was definitely like, how to say, like bittersweet,
Yeah.
Like it just, yeah. So it's kind of sad, and all of the things that, like, when you think about,
Yeah.
but it's kind of uplifting as well,
It was more uplifting than Oppenheimer was, but
Well,
just
yeah.
the combination of two of them together, because both movies at the end are dealing with existential crises.
Yeah.
That was what just gutted me. And
Too much existential crisis.
yeah, for one day, like in the this 4.5 hour block, I was like, okay, that is overload of existential crisis for me. And now I've seen both Oppenheimer and Barbie multiple times since then, but I can't do them. If I watch them, I have to watch them like separate days apart, because I'm like, that was way
Yeah.
too much for
Yeah.
one day.
I think it's funny how, but simply because there was two good movies that were released around the same time, everyone was like, oh, they are friends, they hold hands, we have to watch them together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it was kind of, how do I say this, out of basically memes and Warner Brothers. Basically, it was kind of Christopher Nolan. Well, not really his fault, but so what happened was this, is Christopher Nolan always made movies for Warner Brothers. Like, that was his home. Pretty much almost every movie he's made was for them. And then when he was very upset when the pandemic hit in 2020, and at that time he was making Tenet. When it came out on theaters and on HBO Max, which he was not a fan of that kind of release strategy at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point that he said, okay, you know what? The next movie I'm going to make is not going to be for Warner Brothers. So then he went to Universal, and Universal gave him everything he wanted to make Oppenheimer, the budget, everything, but
The
then
bells and whistles.
yeah, but then at the same time, Warner Brothers, and they announced the release date for Oppenheimer first, but Warner Brothers, in a way to like stick it to him, they decided to release Barbie the same weekend
Yeah.
to kind of take away some of the thunder. But then rather than them pitting it against each other, when both people realized, oh, these are two what look to be good movies made by two very talented directors and two very talented casts, rather than dividing people are
Right.
like, oh, let's just watch them both. And then
I remember that part.
it paid
I remember
off.
people saying that like we know that they did this on purpose.
Yeah.
And so to kind of be like, we're going to support both of these,
Mhm.
they decided to watch both the same day. So
Yeah.
that way both of them would be bolstered and not
Yeah.
taken down, essentially.
Mhm. Yeah, which I mean worked out great because
Yeah.
I mean both movies made incredible amounts of money.
Yeah.
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 Whew. Yeah. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I think that about does it for today. Because
we said
Yeah.
a whole lot of words.
we said a whole lot of words and a whole lot of time. I'm pretty sure Dax is playing The Sims still.
Of course
Yes.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know why you're surprised at all.
No, you're right. You're
I'm
right.
currently reading an article about the Alamo. So there's that.
I remember watching because they showed us. I think it was in my middle school. They showed us the movie, like the 2004 Alamo movie, and they were like, "This is a good movie, but it is not accurate." So, like, it took us 3 days to watch the movie in class because the teacher would consistently pause it and go, "Okay, the movie they do this, but in reality they did this." And it was the
Yeah.
whole movie, and it's kind of a long movie. It's like almost 3 hours. So it was, kind of an interesting, time frame.
Yeah. But that about covers this dumpster fire.
That does about cover this dumpster fire. We will be back next week, more dumpster fiery than before.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We apologize to
We're
everybody,
sorry.
but are we though?
Not really.
No.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
But we do. But
It
this one-
feels right to apologize.
It feels right
you
to
know?
apologize, but at the same time,
But we're not really sorry.
there's a reason it's called the dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But we do sincerely actually do thank you all so much for listening to us, and you all have a great rest of your day. We will let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio, and stay safe out there. Wow, I could have done that better.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.